See in this problem, a body is projected up to a rough inclined plane of inclination theta with a velocity v1. It returns to the starting point with a velocity v2 and then find the ratio of v1 by v2. We have thrown with some velocity and then it is returned back. So just imagine now here. So here it is a rough plane. We can treat it as like a projectile. We have thrown the body with some velocity. It is moving with a velocity v1 we have thrown. It will move to some distance. And then after that, why it is returned back? Yes, that at this location, what is the final velocity of a body? 0. So this means you can treat now the body motion from, yes, now A to B. Yes, initial velocity, how much now? We have v1, final velocity, how much? 0. And we develop the relation of the distance is something, yes, A to B distance. First case. Now second case, now B to A. So at this location, highest point, initial velocity of a body is 0. And when it is returned to here, we'll have some velocity. That is velocity v2. Now they ask him to find the ratio between these two velocities. In that manner, we need to approach. So in this case, we need to consider the motion of a body from up the inclined plane and down the inclined plane. We have to consider. So up the inclined plane velocity v1. So this analysis we need to do it now. So first case, we consider the motion of a body up the inclined plane. Now we are talking about the body from A to B. So let us say this is the case 1. Motion of a body up the inclined plane. Up the inclined plane. So this angle which we have a theta. Up the inclined plane here we are talking. So same thing here we'll consider up the inclined plane. So what is the initial velocity of a body? Tell me now. Initial velocity how much? v1. Final velocity how much? Final velocity which is equal to when the body reaches to the point B, highest point, final velocity 0. Next, so this acceleration, the body moving which direction now? Up the plane. So we have to use A up or A down? A up. So that means how much is A up? Which is equal to what, tell me now? Minus G into what, tell me now? Sin theta plus mu cos theta. And then displacement of a body, let us say something is L. So find out the relation now here. Now which formula I use now? So that is v square minus u square, which is equal to 2as now. V square, final velocity 0. Initial velocity how much now? v1 square, which is equal to minus 2g into what, tell me now? Sin theta plus mu cos theta. Sin theta plus mu cos theta into L. From this we can get the v1 value. So minus will get cancelled both sides. So will come the v1 is how much, you tell me now? This is square root of 2gl into what, tell me now? Sin theta plus mu cos theta. This is v1. Now we should get the V2 value. That means V2 के लिए what we should do? We need to consider motion from where to where now? B to A. That means down the inclined plane we have to consider it. Now tell me the second case. So motion of a body down the inclined plane. Tell me in case of down the inclined plane. So as usual, what is the initial velocity of a body? At the highest point velocity na, that is 0. And final velocity. So see this thing, what they given now. So the body returns to the starting point with a velocity v2. When it returns to the point A, how much the velocity of a body now? They are saying it as a v2. And then acceleration, you tell me now here. In this case, the body moving which direction? Down. So we have to use what formula? So that is A down we have to use now. So tell me now, what is the A down now? That is G into what, tell me now? Sine theta minus mu cos theta. And how much the displacement of a body? Same distance only na? Now, so which formula I can apply now? So that is V squared minus U square, which is equal to what, tell me now? 2AS. And final velocity is V2 square. Initial velocity 0. That is 2G into sine theta minus mu cos theta into S is equal to L na. So we got the final velocity V2 value. How much we'll get now here? Square root of 2GL into sine theta minus mu cos theta. So we got the V1, V2. So now what they ask in the problem? The ratio between these two they asking now, V1 by V2 or V2 by V1? What they asking now here? V1 by V2. We need to find the V1 by V2. So V1 by V2 if you have taken V1 value, V2 values will put here. That is square root of GL into what, tell me now? Sine theta plus mu cos theta by square root of 2GL into sine theta minus mu cos theta. Simplify. So what will come here? So V2 by V1, which will come to be a 2GL will get cancelled now. So we can say now here under root of, we cannot get cancelled the root. How will get a root will get cancelled, yeah? So then sine theta plus mu cos theta by sine theta minus mu cos theta. So divide the numerator denominator with cos theta. Then will come it as V1 by V2. Divide with the cos theta both sides. Then will come it as what, tell me now here? Sine by cos the tan theta plus mu by tan theta minus mu divide with cos theta. numerator, denominator both. Divide the numerator, denominator with cos theta. V1 by V2. Will come it as tan theta plus mu by tan theta minus mu.